Okay, you're right. So hopefully by this stage you've got your Weebly page created with the different pages that I've asked you to add to that. If you haven't done that, you can find some instructions here on our Weebly tab of our class Weebly page, or if you go to our home page, which is where you'll land when you type in ghsdigitech8.weebly.com. I'll also put a link to that on our Compass resources, which I haven't yet, but I will do that. When you click on this page, you can see here there's a video, which is the last video that I created, which your teacher would have shown you yesterday, hopefully, which has some instructions on how to create your Weebly page, a bit of a rundown of our class Weebly page and everything that's in it. In this video, though, I'm going to show you how to create the Google Docs, or how to get started on the Google Sheets, and then how to get started on the Google Slides. Okay, so if you click on the Google Docs tab, that'll bring you here, and if you scroll down a little bit, there is a place to create your Google account if you don't have one already, and then there are the tasks that you need to complete, which is Google Sheets Exercise 1 and Google Sheets Exercise 2. Now, if you go to your Google, just go to Google, and then you log in. Okay, so you can see here my Google account has been logged in. If I click here on the Google Apps button, I can then go to my Google Drive. Okay, this is where all your Google Docs will be stored. So when you click here, you'll see if you've created other Google Docs before, you'll see them up here. I've got some of mine in folders. You can do that if you like. But what I really want you to do now from here is I want you to click on New, which is up here. So when we click on New, you can see there that you can create a Google Doc, which is kind of like a Word doc, create Google Sheets, Google Slide, there's some other stuff there as well. But for this purpose, we're going to create a Google Sheets. Now when you get to here, obviously we've got a blank web page. Let me just see if I can move. Oh yeah, there we go. So you can see there the column, the row numbers down there. You've got the column letters up there. So hopefully this kind of looks a little bit like it, or a lot like Microsoft Excel. So hopefully from Digitech last year, at least, you've seen something that looks like this before. Okay, this is a spreadsheet. Now, at the moment it's untitled, so you would rename that Google Sheet. Google Sheet 1. Okay, and then you can go ahead and type into these cells, type into any of those cells, and also importantly, we can create some formulas which will calculate some stuff for us automatically. So once you've got your title there, when you start to type into these cells, and obviously I'm not doing the task that you're meant to do, all your changes are saved automatically. You can see here when I type some stuff, you'll see when I press enter up the top here, at the moment all changes are saved. Okay, if I click there, it'll say saving, and then it's changed back to all saved in Drive. So basically, once you've entered something in a cell, you press enter, it's saved. You don't have to save it in any other way. It'll just be in your Google Drive when you come back, log into Google, click on the apps, click on your Drive. It'll be there with all of the changes you've made. Alright? So that's pretty cool. It's like kind of one less thing you need to worry about. Now, what you need to do for task 1, if I go back to our class Weebly page, which is here. So what you need to do is you need to type in all of what you see in this sheet, okay, or in this particular screenshot of a sheet. Okay, so you need to type in expenses, January, February, March, totals, rent, car payments, blah, 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 and all of these figures you need to actually type into your Google Sheet. Okay, so when you're done, your Google Sheet will look like this, okay, but then you need to enter formulas which will calculate all of basically where the colors are. Okay, these different colors, they will be filled in by formulas which will automatically calculate them. Now, the real advantage of having formulas is that if you do change anything, so for example, this rent payment changes 1 month or whatever, we can change that figure and it'll recalculate everything for us. Okay, we don't have to go ahead and add all that up again. and then work out the total expenses, then change the balance. Okay, as soon as we change that figure, that total will be changed, so will that one, and so will the balance. Okay, so it's really handy. It cuts out a bit of the grunt work, and you can reuse that spreadsheet again and again, and just change the figure. So that's one of the real advantages of using a spreadsheet and using formulas within it. The real advantage of doing that with a Google Sheet is that you can easily share it with other people, as well as having that automatic save function, which is pretty handy. Okay, now I'm going to show you this next step, and then I'm going to show you again at the end. Okay, this is how you share your Google Doc. Alright, if I click up here, I can on this share button. Now it looks a little different if you're using an iPad. If you're using an iPad, you'll need to download the Google Sheets app. You'll also need to download the Google Slides app. Okay, you probably can't do that at school unless you're on your own data, so you'll need to do that at home. Okay, now when you're using an iPad, it works slightly differently in terms of the formulas and how you copy and paste them and stuff. You'll just have to work that out for now. When I come back, I'll be able to help you a little bit with that. Now, to share your document, you click on share up here, and you can see there I can share it directly with other people. Now, for example, I know my wife has a Google account, so I can click on r.doffe@gmail.com, and then I could add this document to her Google Drive. Alright, so then when she goes to do her Google Drive, she'll see shared with me, and she'll be able to go in and make edits to that document, or to just view that document, okay, whichever I decide. So I'm just going to delete her from that. The other way you can share is get this shareable link. Okay, now if I click on that, you can see here that anyone with the link can view. Okay, that means that if you share this link with anyone, they can look at your document, but they can't edit it. Okay, now you can change that if you want to. So you can click on that, and you can say that people that click on that link and they view your document, they can also edit what you've done. So if you click on that, just be mindful that anyone that you share it with, like for me, or if you share it with anyone else, they could potentially make changes to your document. So what I would suggest for your Google Sheets is you don't want other people to edit them. Whereas when you're doing your Google Slides, your presentation, you do want to share that, and you do want other people in your group to be able to edit it. Okay, so make sure that for the Google Sheets, probably not that important for everyone to edit it. You just want me or other people to view it without making changes. That for your group project, which is the AI presentation, you'll need each person to be able to edit it. Now, so you can do that by sharing the link, or you can do that, as I said, like for example, I'll just add my wife for the moment, and if I click on that pen, you can see here she can edit it. So you can even have the link with people who can only view it, and then add people directly using their Google account, and then they can edit it. So you've got a couple of different options that you can work with there in order to share documents and collaborate on them. Okay, so I've just got it so that anyone with the link can view, and then I'm going to copy the link to my clipboard. I'm going to click done. Then what I need to do is I go to my Weebly page, and let's say for example this is on my Google Docs page. So I click on that page, and then I just need to drag in a button. Okay, so I might just drag that up the top here. Whoa. I'll just drag it down the bottom. It seems to be easier. So I could put that here. I can put it there. I can put it wherever I want. I'm just going to put it there for argument's sake. And then I can click on that button to make some changes to it. So I'm going to change the button text so it says Google Sheet, Google Sheet 1. Okay, and then if I click back here and I go to the link, then I click there, I paste the link, so Control V, and then I've got that tick there open in a new window. So that means when someone clicks on it, they don't leave my web page. Another window opens up with that document or that link, whatever I put in there. So then it's just a matter of I just click out of that, and then you can see there Google Sheet 1. If I publish it up the top here, that will be live on the web. So I'm going to show you what that might look like. So if I click publish, okay, you can see there the first time you publish it, you'll need to think of a URL that you want to add. So you could just call it, now for example, I might call mine jasondoffe.weebly.com. Okay, you could have whatever your name is, .weebly.com. If your name's taken, so for example your name's John Smith, probably other people out there with that name that have created a Weebly page, so you might just need to make it as John Smith 8 or John Smith 867, whatever it might be. Okay, it'll tell you whether that's available or not. I've got mine saved as ghsdigitech8.weebly.com already. Now if I click on that link, it'll take me to the Weebly page. If I go to Google Docs, I should see that button's there, and there it is. Okay, now if I click on that, it'll open that up. I can see my Google Sheet there. Okay, more importantly, I'll be able to see your Google Sheet that you've completed. Okay, when I go onto your Weebly page. Let's close that down, I don't really need it. And I'm going to delete that button because I don't really want it there. So I just go ahead and I just click on this little cross there, delete it, publish again. Then as soon as I publish again, those changes are live on the web. Now, I'm going to show you how to enter the formulas for this particular document. Alright, so what we need to do, and then what I'll do is I'll create another video to show you how to do this one. It's a little trickier, this one. So what you need to do is enter all of that information there into your Google Sheet. Okay, so at the moment I don't have that, so I'm just going to clear that. Where's clear content? Oh, actually, in Google Sheets, we just press backspace and it deletes it all. So now I'm just going to pause the video for a sec. I'm going to type in all of that information, and then I'll show you how to use the formulas to calculate it. Okay, so you can see now I've filled in the Google Sheet with all of the information from the class Weebly page. So, oops, sorry. So if you go to there, you can see that this is what I've got here. It's pretty much all that information. The only exception being I don't have anything. I don't have those colored bits, and also don't have the bold stuff, which is pretty easy to fix. I can just kind of click on that row and then make it bold. I can click on that row and make it bold. That doesn't really matter, but it makes it look a bit nicer. Now, once you've got that, what we need to do is we need to calculate some totals. Okay, now, you might remember from last year when we did Digitech in Year 7, how to do the totals. If you want Excel or Google Sheets to do any formula, so whatever you want Excel or Google Sheets to do, you need to start with equals. Okay, so equals tells this program that you want it to work something out for you. Okay, so we start by typing equals. Now, for this particular cell, there's a couple of ways that we can get it to add those values up. Okay, now what I can do, the first way, is I can click on that cell, the first one, and then I click plus, or I type plus, and then I click on the next cell, type plus again, and then click on the third cell, and press enter. That's the first way I can do it. Now, if I want it to, I want the same formula in each row with a change of cell reference. Now, Excel's pretty smart, so if I just click on that cell there, and then I click on this little box in the bottom right-hand corner there, okay? So I click on that, you'll see the cursor changes when I get close to it. So once it's changed and it's that cross, I can click and drag down, and that'll copy a similar but different formula into each of these cells. So if I click on each one, you can see that's B4 plus C4 plus D4. Next one will be B5 plus C5 plus D5. So essentially it changes the row reference, okay, so the number reference, but keeps the columns the same. So it kind of just works out what you want it to do, which is pretty cool. Kind of pretty intuitive in that sense. Now, the easier way to do that. Now, another word for adding things together, and you might remember this from maths class, or even when we talked about this last year in Digitech, another command that we can use to add things up is we can use this sum function. Okay, sum means adding stuff up. So if I click, so I've typed sum, and then you'll see it come up with a list of things that you might possibly want. I want sum, okay? So then it opens up a bracket for me as well, and then I just click and drag, so I highlight all the cells I want to add, let go of the mouse, and then press enter. Okay? It'll do exactly the same thing. It doesn't matter which way you do it. It's just probably that sum function is a little easier because it means you don't have to type B4 plus D4. You know, it's a lot of typing or clicking and typing